cartoons, which is how we like to start the weekend off with some creativity and friendship and just really having a good time designing. So I do want to start off though by sharing that I am not here live, you guys. This is a pre-record. I swear it's my last pre-record in this sequence. It is my husband's birthday week and we're doing something really special. So I'm going to fill everybody in on what my family and I have been up to this week. But I will be back next week live. So this is the last in the series of pre-records. I really try not to do them, especially on these Saturday morning cartoons, because I love them. They're so much fun to do. So if I was able to do it live, I would. But I'll fill everybody in on everything next week when I'm back live. But for today, we are going to be playing with Raven's Journey again. So if you remember from 2 weeks ago, we made some really fun stretch bracelets and we made earring sets to go with them with these beautiful Raven's Journey beads. I mean, they're just gorgeous. And we had some that we could not get to. So at the end of the day, there were these really pretty kind of green turquoisey tones that we weren't able to get to. We got to a lot of them. But I said then that I will try to do another live class using those beads in projects. And so I thought this would be the perfect time to do that. And what was nice is as I was pulling them together, I realized that they actually all match, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to show you real quick. Let me grab them. So here are some of them. So there's this beautiful wildflower strand. There's this drop, and you can see how the colors complement each other really nicely. There's this hibiscus flower, and then I also have this little bee as well that I love. So we were able to use the bee before, but we're gonna use it again because I think the cream really goes nicely with these beads. So we're gonna make a bunch of different earrings, and I don't have them pre-planned. I'm gonna be designing them here as we do this. So I'm gonna just share how you can mix and match these beads, how you can take one bead and make a bunch of different styles with it. So we are going to be opening up these strands. We're gonna be mix and matching. We're gonna be playing with them and then just show the variety of designs that you can make with them. So I think they'll be really fun. So a couple quick notes how this works. If you're new to us, welcome. We are live here at Art Beads. Well, live always, almost always, but right now this is a pre-recorded show. So if I'm not answering comments, that is why. But we have a wonderful helper in the background. It's either going to be Michelle, Thaisa, or Megan, who is helping here in the background answer questions and provide links and all that good stuff. But we come here live, we do these beading classes. They're really fun. We share ideas, we talk beading, we talk about life. And if you are here on Art Beads, what you can do is you can comment live, which is great. So we could talk back and forth and talk with the community. If you are over on YouTube or Facebook, you're welcome to comment. I just can never see those comments. It's just the way the platform works. I can only see the ones that are actually on Art Beads, but there's a link in your video that you're watching right now that will pop you over to Art Beads. And then when you comment, you can interact with not just me or Thaisa or Michelle or Megan, but the whole community here. And it's such a good community. So pop on over. And then when you comment, you can actually have dialogue back and forth, which is so much fun. Couple other quick notes. If you like what you see, there's the heart button, which is always great for designers because I do this. Deb Floros is here and Becky Dahl is here during the week, and that lets us know that you like what you're seeing. So if we see a bunch of floaty hearts, we know that the design idea is good or the suggestion is good or the direction we're going in. So that's really a helpful tool for us to see what everybody likes. Then there's an arrow icon. So it's like a little arrow, and that's the share icon. You can even share it to yourself. So I know a lot of people share to themselves, and that way they have an easy way to retrieve the video, even though the videos are all saved in archives. So even after we say goodbye, you can still access this video, see the projects, all that good stuff. And then we have the shopping bag icon, and that is the curated gallery of everything you see on my beading table in one easy to see location. So that can show you quantity, color name, price, all that good stuff. And you can add it right to your shopping cart from that shopping bag, and I don't go away, which is really nice. It also has my tools, my beading mat, stringing materials, things like that too. Okay, so I think that covers the basics. And I'm gonna flip my camera down. You'll see all the beads that we have to work with, and we're gonna start to make some earrings. Here are my goodies. So I want to show you the main Raven's Journey beads we're going to be working with today. And you'll see hopefully what I was seeing, that I actually think these go really well together. So we've got this cute little bee with an ivory color. Here's a nice little hibiscus flower with a Picasso edging on it, which is nice. I have these really pretty drops. And then I also have these wild flowers. So those are a really nice bigger bead. I think these are 14 millimeters. So those are nice and bigger with this bronze wash. So I think we're gonna be good mixing bronze and gold for these. That's the color scheme I was gonna go with. Especially with the little bee bead, he's got a nice little gold detailing for him. So these are the core Raven's Journey beads we're going to be playing with today, and they were the ones that we couldn't get to in that live class 2 weeks ago. And they were just so pretty. I know we all wanted to be able to see them worked up into some designs. And then to accent them, I have these beads here. And I have to show you guys real quick. We have a little helper right there. She has joined us. So if you see a paw, you'll know who it belongs to. So this is a really pretty fire polish in this nice green color. I also have this little guy that looks like a little bit of a pearl happening here, which is nice. I think it'll accent that bee bead. And then this is one of my very favorite strands as well. And so you see you've got a lot of different colors coming into play here. And I think this matches our little hibiscus flower so nicely with that edging. So these are the beads we're gonna play with, and they're all there in that shopping bag if you wanna see their exact details. And then I did pull out some seed beads. We've talked in the last couple lives about a couple different colors of gold for the Toho rounds. I'm gonna do this one here. This is the galvanized golden fleece, and it's more of an antique gold than the galvanized starlight. So I'm gonna use this one because I think it matches nicely with the bronze that we have in some of these beads. I do even have a dark bronze bead. So this is actually called Olympic Bronze, if we can get that in focus. There we go. This is a Toho round, a size 8. And then I have this mix. Again, I was looking at that edging of this bead and I thought that went nicely with it. And then I have a 6-0. So I'm starting to really like the 6-0s. So I have a 6-0 antique bronze. So we've got 11, 8, and 6. And then I have a couple other mixes that I thought might come in handy because we're going to be cutting these open and we're going to mix and match our beads with different designs. Okay, so those are our core supplies. I do have some basic findings. I have got some earring hooks. I've got some ball head pins. I've got eye pins, jump rings, kind of your core findings. Our tools are going to be our everyday set of tools here. So I've got 2 pairs of chain nose pliers, a wire looping plier. You can use round nose instead if you would prefer. And then I have a pair of nice cutters with a really good fine point. And that's really important if you want to get into tight corners. And I think this is actually a really good time to just do a quick little reminder. If you didn't see the beginning of this video, you came in just a couple minutes after. This is pre-recorded, everyone. So if someone's saying hello or giving a design idea and I'm not replying back, it's because this is my husband's birthday week and we're doing some really special things for him. So this is pre-recorded, even though that makes me sad to do it for one of our Saturday morning cartoons because I love being here live. But I will be back next week live. So just a quick note about that. So if you are commenting and I'm not replying, that is why. Okay, and then real quick before we begin, I just wanted to show you what we made in the previous Raven's Journey show, which was so fun. We actually made earrings to go with these. I just wanted to show the stretch bracelets. So this was a really fun class, and you could definitely use some of these same ideas with these beads if you wanted to go back and watch the replay. So that's another nice thing about all these videos being saved. And then that beautiful, beautiful blue bead with that red center, which we just fell in love with. And I wanted to show you, Megan did it. She sent me the orange version of that bead. So I did want to show that here right now as well, because this was such a gorgeous bead to play with and I'm in love with it. And it does come in other colors too, including this gorgeous orange that she sent me. And there's my chimes. They do seem to always come up in the middle of my videos, but I love them. Okay, so these were fun to do. If you want to see how to make some stretch bracelets with the Raven's Journey beads, definitely go back and rewatch that one live class from 2 weeks ago. All right, we're gonna open these up and start playing. I am just gonna cut these strands so that we can look at the individual beads here. And they are very, very detailed and so pretty. I love Raven's Journey. I love check glass beads in general, but I think there's some really show-stopping ones here by Raven's Journey, like these wildflower ones. They're just so pretty. And they do come in a lot of colors. I put some additional colors there in the shopping bag, but there's even more on the Art Beads website. So if you wanted to see more colors, there are some more available. So this is the little 9mm hibiscus. So it does come in a couple different sizes. It's a really cute little one. And then we've already got the bees open. And then here is this nice drop. And my mind is already popping with ideas, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix and match these. So we're gonna use them in different combinations to make really pretty earrings. And then I'm gonna open these guys up too. And I don't know how many of the seed beads we're gonna use, but I did wanna have them there as an option to use if we decided we wanted a little accent of them. And there's this pretty little strand. And then I also want this cream, because I think this is gonna be a nice accent as well. I love, love, love these colors so much. If you hear a little rustling in the background, it is Twixie looking out at our bird feeder, because it's full of birds and she definitely has her spot that she likes to watch them from and talk to them and make little sounds. So, and then she gets very animated. Okay, so these are the beads we're gonna play with. I'm gonna take these guys off to the side just so that they're not as distracting, but they're really beautiful. I hope you can see that in person, how they reflect the light. I think that's one of the funnest things about doing these lives is you get to twist and turn and really see what they look like. So I'm just gonna set them up there for right now. And then maybe I will open up a little bit of an 11-0 gold seed bead. These are Toho rounds. Actually, yep, that's an 11. I think I've got some 11 and 8s mixed in here. So I must have been cleaning up my beading table and I mixed them up. So I do have 11 and 8s here. This is a really pretty, this Olympic bronze is also quite pretty. They'll give us a little bit of a darker color. All right, so I just wanna start designing. I just wanna play, which is always so much fun when we get to do this. All right, so I have a ball head pin, so it's just a little short ball head pin. And to me, when I see these drops, I instantly just wanna make a dangle out of them. And I don't think I need to add anything to it for this one. So we're just gonna go ahead and we can make either a simple wire loop or a wrapped wire loop. Maybe I'll go ahead and I'll just make this a really kind of tight little wrapped wire. It doesn't need much. So if you can see that, we just end up with those nice wrappings. Kind of a little bit of a fancier look, just a little, I don't want to say more polished, because I think that simple wire loops are very elegant as well. It just is a different look than a simple wire loop. Okay, so that's really pretty. And then let's just do like a pretty little flower stack, all with the Raven's Journey. I think it'll be so pretty. So now I'm going to take an eye pin. Now I do want to quickly note that this is a 2-inch eye pin. The eye pins that I have in the shopping bag are 1 inch. These were out of stock when I was filming this, but hopefully they're back in stock and can be added in as well. I think for most of what we're gonna do with these, a 1 inch would be fine. But I just do wanna quickly note that it's a little different what I'm using than what you see there. But even this here which is 14 millimeters, will fit pretty nicely on a 1-inch. Okay, and then here I am going to make a simple wire loop because I have a simple loop here. So I'm going to make a nice simple loop here. And then we'll trim it. Oh my gosh, she is getting into mischief in the background. I'll have to let everyone know what type of business she was up to. I hear her in the kitchen. So here we go. And now what we're going to do is on this one, same thing. We're just going to make a really nice little simple wire loop with our wire looping pliers. Now, if you prefer round nose pliers, you definitely should go ahead and use them. I just prefer wire looping pliers. I find them for me to be a lot easier to work with. And my loops just look better for me. But I always say that jewelry making is very personal, and whatever works for you, go for it. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. And since this was an eye pin, one loop is already really nice and tightly closed because that was the one that was manufactured ahead of time. And then my loop was still a little bit open. So I just opened up my loop a little bit more. Going to slip on that little dangle, and we could just have this be an earring. This would be a really pretty earring just like that. You know what, I'm kind of tempted to do that even though I made this little loop. So you could, oh, that's pretty too though. This is how we play. All right, I'm gonna put the extra flower on here, but I think this by itself is also really pretty and really elegant. And these would be great designs too. I know a lot of us make and sell jewelry. These are great designs for it because they don't take that much time, but the beads themselves are so pretty that I think they just kind of speak for themselves. So here is our first earring. I'm going to put on an earring hook. These are my favorites. I always call them the long, elegant earring hooks because they're kind of long and elegant, but I really like them. And we're just going to open that up, slide it on, and close it on up. And there we go. There's a really pretty earring using those beautiful, beautiful beads. Let me put that one down, and then we're going to make another earring. For the next earring, let's go ahead and let's see, I definitely want to use this little bee. I think he's so precious. So we can do the bee, and maybe what we'll do, so this is fun. If you are kind of designing, it's sometimes fun to lay things down on your table and just play with shape design. So it's like, does that look good? Does that look strange? You know, you can kind of just play and see what you think. Like I like this little combo right here. I can already tell I'm gonna have a lot of little drops. So maybe instead of the ball head pin, let's just use a regular head pin. And we're gonna put this guy on top of it. And then what we can do is we can decide, do we want something more on top of this? And in this mix of seed beads, there is a really nice color match. So maybe I'll open that up. And we're gonna grab a couple seed beads out of this mix. Okay, let's do this really pretty light blue. And then there's ooh, this is lovely. Look at that seed bead in there. So that's really nice too. So do we like that? Yes. I'm a little hesitant on the two seed beads together. This is how we play on these Saturday morning cartoons. Oh, you know what? Maybe we need a gold seed bead. That might be nice. All right, so how does that look? I think I like that better. I think I like the gold seed bead better. So now I'm just going to do a loop. And again, you can do a simple loop, you can do a wrapped loop, whatever you like. Oh. All right, Twix, we're gonna move you, girl. This is what she does when she's done when she's like, it's time for you to stop your day and pay attention to me. Yes, honey. Okay, so a little cat interference. Okay, so. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll continue on. So she is still right here. I think you could probably still see her little paw in the corner here. So I just did a couple little wraps. And she's like, what can I play with? Oh my goodness. I don't think I've done Kumihimo with her in our lives yet. We adopted her in October, but I can only imagine the Kumihimo Eslon cord and the bobbins dangling is going to be quite entertaining. Okay, we're gonna take the same earring hook and we're just gonna put this one on. So this one didn't even have any connector points. This was just a pretty earring put onto a head pin, just some pretty beads. And you can see it's a different look. Okay, let me kind of scooch this. You kind of scooted it a little, which is fine. Bring these back into the forefront here. All right, so we've made this earring here, and then we've got this one with the bee. So both are using these drops. So let's on the next one do something without these drops, but they are just really, really pretty. Okay, so then let's see, let's keep going. So let's start with another ball head pin. And I think I'm gonna do, let's do one of these guys. It's really pretty. See that color right there? It's so pretty. We're gonna do that, followed by the hibiscus flower, followed by another one of these. So we've got three beads on there. Let's just do a simple loop. Okay, so we've got a little simple loop happening right there. Okay, and I'll just straighten that up with my fine chain nose. And then I'm gonna grab an eye pin, and on it, I'm gonna put the same sequence. So we're gonna do another one of these pretty 3mm fire polish, another hibiscus flower, and another 3mm fire polish. So you can't see this because she's off the camera area, but she is now sitting on my other beading mat. So this is probably a good time to do that. Just another little quick reminder that this is pre-recorded. I just want everyone, if they are commenting and I'm not saying hello, this is a pre-recorded class, but I will be back live next week. So definitely next week I'll be back live, but I still wanted to be able to be here on a Saturday. So here we go. We made a really pretty little link. And then if you have any questions about any of the beads, they're all there in that shopping bag. So you can click on that shopping bag and you can see all the information about them, which is always very helpful. I also did put color variations. So when I found like purple ones of these or red of the wildflowers, I did put color variations there. And there's even more on the Art Beads website. Okay, I'm gonna do one more link. Oh my goodness, oh, there you go, girl. And so there we go. And we're just going to trim it. And now I'm going to put these 3 pieces together. So I am going to go and look which was my loop that I made because I know the other loop is more secure. Actually, I made a pretty good loop because that's pretty tight. Mine are usually a little bit open to begin with and I need to, tidy them up. Here we go. And then close. And you can also kind of pinch it like this after you feel like you've closed it enough. You can always give it a little pinch. And then this one, see, this one is still open a little bit. So I can tell that that's my loop. And then we're going to open that. And we're going to slide this on. And then all we need is to close it and an earring hook. So now we're going to do an earring hook. And there's a really pretty 3-tiered earring here using those flowers. Okay. There we go. So nice dangly earring right here. So that's how this one came out. And those colors I'm in love with. Those are such pretty, pretty colors. All right, so we've made 3 earrings thus far. So now we're gonna make another one because we get to make lots of earrings today. I'm feeling like being a little adventurous now. So I'm going to grab the wildflower and I'm going to put it with the green. It is turquoise and green being paired together, but I do like that. You can get another one if you wanted it just to be solid turquoise. And then we have this beautiful larger bronze. I want to try, this is 24 gauge wire. Let me see if I can open it. Where is it connected? There, I think it's just got this little bit right here. I need to just pull out. Yes, the tiniest little stem right there. Okay, because that's the underside. Okay, so this is 24 gauge wire. And I'm gonna grab myself a pretty decent size amount here. I think I'll do about 8 inches, and we're just playing. We're gonna see if this works or not. Oh, okay, well, that kind of, everyone is used to that sound when you don't latch your wire. Okay, so what I wanna do, I'm trying to think out loud as I'm here. So I'm going to go about let's go about 2, no, I don't need to. No, I don't, I'm gonna go 1 inch from the end, and this is with wire, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make ourselves a little wrapped wire loop down at the base. Okay, here we go. So just some nice wrappings. Okay, and then we're going to thread on one of these. Oh, actually, you know, I think I want this bead. I want this a little bit larger bead. Yes, okay. A little trick for opening your tubes is to grab them with your chain nose pliers. Okay, and then let's go ahead. I'm gonna go with this darker bronze, followed by the lighter bronze. You see we've got those 2 colors now. And then I'm gonna do the pretty green. Then I'm gonna do my wildflower. Where's my hole? There it is. Okay, so here's what we've got thus far. So that's our sequence. And then I do want to put that same sequence on the other side. And I probably cut myself too much wire. I'm actually kind of changing directions a little bit as I'm going here. So my original thought was to take my wire and spiral it. But I'm looking at it and that's gonna have me spiraling over this flower. I don't think I really wanna do that. So I think I'm just gonna use the nice expanse of the wire to go ahead and just make another wrapped wire loop up here. And then I'll definitely be able to use my wire for something else another day. But this is a nice way of getting 2 wrapped wire loops on either side. So here we go. Boy, it's easy to wrap that wire when you have so much to hold on to. I think I'm used to always cutting it a little bit shorter to just save my wire. But that is nice that it's able to do that. Okay, I'm just tucking my end. So this is what we have right now as our piece. And then it's got this loop down here. So we are going to add a little dangle. And I think the dangle in this case can either be, because we're doing different, oops. Oh, she got into something. It can either be a hibiscus flower or another just green bead. And I think I just want to do it as the green bead. So maybe I'll do the green bead with just the seed beads below it, like so. And this is going to dangle then from here. So it's, oh, that'll be pretty. It'll be a really pretty column with that wildflower bead there. Okay, so because this is a wrapped wire loop, if I make this a wrapped wire loop, I would then have to connect it with a jump ring, which I could do. We don't usually do that, but why don't we try that? Just for a little bit of a different look. Okay. Okay, and we'll trim it. And so now we've got 2 wrapped wire loops, which if we didn't connect them when we were making our wraps, we can't connect them without a jump ring. So now we'll go grab a jump ring. And these are all there in that shopping bag too. These are little 4mm jump rings, a nice kind of standard size. And we're just gonna latch that on to our wrapped wire loop. And we're gonna link it to our little dangle. And we're gonna close it on up. And now we will go ahead and see what we've got right here. I like it a lot. I think that's really pretty and elegant. So again, we just need another earring hook. Open it up, slip it on, and close it on up. So there is that pretty earring too. We're making quite a nice collection. That so far gives us 4 earrings, kind of mixing and matching these different beads, but I think we can do even more. Okay, I'm gonna readjust this a little bit. I know Twixie kind of scooted it over. All right, so let's look at what we've got so far, if anyone's joining us kind of partway through here. So here is this beautiful little drop one. This is just an earring hook placed onto just a single head pin. So you just can load up whatever pretty beads you like. Then there is this one here, which is kind of my favorite little classic dangly one. Then we've got the 3 dangles here. And then we have this one, which we did with wire to get a longer expanse. So if your expanse is too long for like a regular eye pin or head pin, you can sometimes swap it for wire as well. So I do want to make another one. We've only used this precious bee once, so I feel like we could definitely use the bee some more. And we haven't actually combined it with the hibiscus flower. So maybe we should do that. Oh, that's cute, just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another. These are little smaller head pins. I think they're 1.5 inches, perhaps. I usually work with 2 inch, but I'm gonna see if this works. Oh, I think I put the little hibiscus down here. And then let's put one of these pretty little fire polish in between. Or actually, maybe we want a gold. Maybe a gold to kind of accent that little gold ball head pin. Oh, it's pretty. So here's another one that's just really simple and classic, but very elegant, very wearable or giftable. Or again, if you're making and selling jewelry and you're looking for pretty pieces that don't take a lot of time to make, but look really elegant and beautiful, these are always good options with these beautiful beads. Okay, so there we just have a pretty little bee with that hibiscus flower combined, and I am just going to put that now onto an earring hook as well. Just gonna slide that one on. Okay, so there's another one, but different. So here we had the little bee with the drop, and then now we've got the little bee with the little hibiscus flower as well. So I think we're gonna do maybe one more because we've got 5 earrings so far. And these videos, again, are always saved. So if you wanna go back and rewatch, you can definitely do so. If you want to, you know, play with these ideas or do them in a different colorway, that's always fun too. All right, so it's really fun combining and mixing, matching these because their colors do complement each other so nicely. I think I'm gonna do another bee, but this time my bee is gonna become a dangle. So I'll go have the little bee right here. Maybe I will put another little gold seed bead. This is a size 8/0. I do think it just is a really pretty little accent to that gold detailing on the bee. And we'll just do a simple loop. And then what is he gonna match up to? Let's see. You know, that would be really pretty with the green, the greenery bead right here. And maybe we'll do it with the little cream, these little cream check glass round beads here. That would be pretty. Okay, so let's try that on an eye pin. And we could even bring in a little more gold. So let's do the 8/0 gold again. So this is what we have so far. And then let's do it again. And the cream again. So just a pretty little elegant column right there that's going to connect to it. And as I'm looking at it, again, I almost want to put the hibiscus flower in there again too, because you don't have to do the little fire polish. You could put the hibiscus flower in there instead and just have a very different look from what we did before, which would be quite pretty and very elegant as well. So we could keep it with the check fire polish, or we could add the little hibiscus. So I kind of want to add the hibiscus. I wish that this was not pre-recorded, everyone, so that I could get everyone's opinion on this, because it would be fun to see what everyone thinks. That's what I love about when we do these classes live and we all share design ideas. I like the hibiscus personally. I think it looks really vintagey and very, very cute. So let's go ahead and do that. And go ahead and crisscross. And this will be our 6th earring. So pretty quick and easy on these guys, which is nice. They don't take a lot of time. Okay, so we're gonna put this one on right here. And then we'll do the earring hook. And then I wanna show everyone all the earrings that we made here today. And we did do 6 different designs. And you could keep going. You could do this all day long with just these core ingredients. And that is a nice thing too about if you do have beads that complement each other, like if we're looking at these, right? We're looking at them and we see that they blend very nicely with like the drops. And then you've got kind of a nice little neutral with the bees. And then you've got the hibiscus flower and all these colors match. So what you can do then is find your accent beads, and instead of having to buy a whole set of accent beads to go with just this bead, just that bead, just that bead, they all work together, which is really nice. And so you can do this same idea in purples, in pinks. You know, find a couple, 3, 4 different showstopper beads, and then pick out your accent beads as well. I think that's a really fun way of doing it. And then just have fun creating and mixing and matching and playing. It's so much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna show the different earrings that we made. So we made this little bee earring here with the drop. We made this one here with a drop as well. So this is the wildflower in the middle. Then we made, oh, this isn't in the order that we made them, but then we did this with the bee bead as our dangle. So then we got a bee bead as a dangle here. And then we have 3 hibiscus flowers all linked together, which is fun. Then this one, which is a little bit larger with that nice green accent. And then we have our final one, which is this little guy right here. So different ways of using the exact same beads, but in different combinations. So I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope they're inspired. I hope they have a really fun Saturday beading and creating and just having a good time. And I thank everyone for being here with me, even though, like I said, this is a pre-recorded show, but I really appreciate everyone being here. And I'll be back this coming week and I'll share all my details of what I've been up to. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera up so I can say goodbye for today. All right, thank you everyone for joining me. I'm gonna hold these up. I'm gonna take off these. I love these. So these are these cute little pixel hearts. Megan found a ton of really cute little Valentine's charms. And if you're like video games and all of that stuff, they're really cute because they go very well with that. Okay, but I want to show you how these look. So I'm going to hold them up. So there's the length of one of them. And I'll just do each one here so that we can see how they would hang and how they would look. And I do love my dangly earrings. And here's the longer ones right here. I think that wildflower with the green is really pretty. So you can see what that's going to look like. And then this is very sweet and simple. So, and it still reads nicely. You can still see that it's a really interesting, pretty bead. And then this is kind of my classic. This is a classic Julie earring with the 3 dangles and lots of movement. And that one's really pretty like that. And then last but not least was, I think this was the first one that we made, was this guy right here. And you can see how that would look like that as well. So I hope that helped to hold them up to be able to see what they look like and their length. Have fun playing though, like take those ideas and then add to them, make them shorter, make them longer, add in the other beads, have fun, do different colorways. And then we have a Facebook page, hashtag Serious Art Beaters. And that Serious Art Beaters Facebook page is a great community resource and you can put pictures. So we're always saying we want to see what everyone does. That is the opportunity to see what everyone does, is that you can post your pictures there and share them, which is really fun. I know I go check it out. Becky does, Deb does, and we really have fun seeing what everybody is making. All right, a quick reminder, if you have anything in your shopping cart, remember to check out. I do know with Raven's Journey beads in particular, it's limited quantities. Just with those more specialty beads, sometimes those quantities are limited. So if you have anything, remember to check out. And thank you again for being here with me. And I'll fill everybody in on all the details of my fun week here, celebrating my husband. So it's his birthday week. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Saturday and Sunday, and I'll see you back again.